of some of the things that PubMagic does and how it works, and some just kind of a short tutorial and not an in-depth one. And you see a job schedule today, and everything is in Colorado. These are all fictitious job sites that I've set up because I'm from Colorado, and so a lot of the data that you're looking at here is going to be all Colorado related. So let me go ahead and get started. So PubMagic 3, we cover everything from sales, the customer management in terms of prospecting, all the way to dispatching, booking the jobs, all the way through to invoicing and all the reporting and the payment processing. So those are all the different elements within the program. We've tried to break up all the different features in the program using application menus that are business-centric into business categories. So jobs, accounting, human resources, assets such as your fleet, locations, permits, and licenses. So everything kind of makes sense when you look at the business categories that you want to look at. And so that's how the application menu is tailored and designed. And so probably the most important thing for most companies is the kind of this starting process, which is how do I book a job and what does it look like? You know, if you can do that well, you can probably do other things well. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you kind of a short run through on how we work with the jobs and the different ways that we work with the jobs. And if you have questions about different elements of like the accounting and the customer management and the reporting, I'll dive into those parts a little bit at a time. Okay. So as you can see, one of the things that we do really well is supporting multiple monitors. If you have 10 monitors, you can have 10 different screens. So I can keep spawning off as many different windows as I'd like. So if I want to see one particular date, here's one particular date, and you can see here's another day. So I can keep spawning off as many windows as I like, and I can drag those into as many different monitors that I have. Or I can simply attach them back to the main window. Let me see here. This window's getting in the way. I can attach that back.
It's nice because you can have like Monday and Tuesday open at the same time.
So you can have as many days open as you'd like. So one of the things that we let you do is customize the user interface. You can see I have various different information in front of me, and I can collapse and expand different information that I want to see or I don't want to see. So in this particular view, I'm looking at a particular day's schedule. And on the left-hand pane, I see my list of operators, and on the right-hand side, I see a list of my fleet. And you notice that they're color-coded. Some of them are green, some of them are blue, and some are even yellow. This indicates the number of jobs that the particular operator or the unit is scheduled to. So for example, if they're indicated in green, it indicates that they're assigned to one job. If they're blue, it indicates they're assigned to 2 jobs. If they're yellow, it indicates that they've been assigned to 3 or more jobs. Most often, you're not going to have more than 2 or 3, so beyond 3, there's not a real necessity to have different colors. So you can see these colors tell me quickly which units I have scheduled for the day and which units are free and available. If they're standard gray, that means I can use those units to book. If I want to see an overview of my job sites for the day, I can simply open up a job site view. And here's my job site, you can see. I can zoom in and out, move the map around, so I can see my entire job site for today. And red indicator will indicate my corporate office, and the green indicators indicate all the various different job sites that are out in the field.
I like that.
And so this makes it very easy. And if you want a detailed job site, you can open up any job, for example, and I can edit this job site or double click the job. And you notice I have a job site map, so I can get an individualized map for each individual job site. And just like with the main maps, I can drag in and out, so I can see the surrounding neighborhoods.
Is that Google-based?
Yes, it's all Google-based. We have the ability to switch between Google, MapQuest, Bing Maps, or just about any map provider that's a major provider on the internet. So we can go from any of the providers. We don't allow you to switch, but we can switch that on the back end if we think performance over one is better than the other. We just think that Google is the most logical option,
right.
And so we provide Google Maps because they currently provide the best options.
Right, with phone and then the GPS units.
Yes.
Can you speak up a little bit, Matt?
Mm-hmm. And so that's the mapping function, so there's a lot going on. And you see on the standard data grid, which is the list of jobs that you have here, the grids are very flexible and customizable. So you notice here's all kinds of information, and here's a list of other information that you can pick and choose from. So you can see we give you a list of every option possible that you want to see on your screen. And you can pick and choose which information that you want to take a look at. So for example, do you want confirm by? Do you want call time? Do you want who called? Do you want to see if it's COD? So you can pick and choose what information you want to see on the screen. For example, I no longer want to see the clear time. So I can simply uncheck the clear time, and you notice that column disappeared. In addition to that, I can move the columns in whichever particular order that I want. If I want job name first, I can order the job names in the columns that I want. I can order the columns, I can order the data in the fashion that I want. For example, if I want city, notice that now it's in an ascending order. If I click again, it does in a descending order. And I can do multiple sorts. I can also do job addresses. So for example, I need to find job address that contains Main Street. Notice that if I type in Main Street, it finds all the jobs that contain Main Street. So we give you an advanced filter row that allows that you can use to find and filter the data, just the data that you're looking for. Notice that if I scroll, like in Excel, certain columns are stationary while other columns scroll. I can change that simply by saying, you know what, I want the job name to be stationary. I can click the pen icon. You notice that the black line separates the fixed columns from non-fixed columns, and if I scroll, now the job name is fixed. So the grids are very powerful in how you work with them and how you can set them up to your own personal preference. One of the other things that I can do is, for example, let's say I want to group this up by cities. So I can say, you know what, let's go ahead and see job cities. I can drag the job city column and place it on the group by. You notice now all of the jobs are grouped by city. So you can see I have 3 jobs in Uray, and I have 3 jobs in Fort Collins. And so I can group and ungroup the various different column of data simply by dragging the column to the actual group section. So it allows you to group the data in whichever fashion you're looking for. And you notice all the icons. The icons on the far left indicate the job status. So for example, you notice the thumbs up, there's check marks, there's confirmed. And so there's different indicators to indicate what status a particular job is set to. Additionally, we give you other set of special flags that you can pick and choose. So for example, some companies may say, for example, use this note flag to say, you know what, before anybody makes a change on this job, they have to check the dispatch notes, because there's something special.
Yeah.
Can you guys see okay? Because we can change the resolution too to make it bigger. Okay.
So some companies will put in this text message, say this text icon, so that way when the dispatcher looks at this, it goes, you know what? Yeah, I can't make any changes to this particular job until I see the notes. So that way when they come here, they go, yeah, don't make any changes. But sometimes they put a red flag. That says, you know what? If you make any changes, red flag means you gotta call the operator and let them know. Or if it's green flag or yellow flag, you got to call the manager and let them know. And so that way you can pick and choose which flags indicate which business statuses that you have. So for example, another company says we use a bell as a reminder that we have to call this customer. After we figure out which operator unit's coming or we're going to send, we have to call the customer and tell them who's coming at what times. And so we give you a list of 20 different flags that you can pick and choose from and say, you know what, whenever we use this flag, it means this. Whenever we use this flag, it means this. Because every business is different. And we can't cater to everybody in terms of our software having a special field. So what we did was we just decided to come up with special flags that you can pick and choose to your own business. So you can do that from here. You can, in terms of printing job tickets, you can print multiple job tickets simultaneously. You notice I can just do select all, and I can print job tickets, and this will batch print all the job tickets simultaneously. So you can see, here's all the various different job tickets. I can print out my daily schedule, and I can order the data in whatever fashion that I want. And if I want to see a print preview, here's the daily schedule. I can export anything out of our program into Excel, PDF, or Word. So if you want to send this as an email to somebody as a PDF, you can do that. If you want to work with this data as an Excel file, you can do that. If you want to take it to Word, you can do that. So you can see if I save this as a PDF document, I'm just going to go ahead and save it to the desktop for now. Here's the daily schedule for today in a PDF format. So if a manager's out in the field and they say, can you email me today's schedule, they can get a detailed outlook of today's schedule or any particular day of the week. So you can do that as well. Go back and to the main program.
Or he can connect from his computer, his
Or
notebook
we-
computer in his truck.
Or you can
like
connect
himself.
remotely. And
Really?
Yes, you
They
can
don't
connect from
traditionally
anywhere.
carry computers, but can they access from iPhones
No,
or Android?
Currently, you can't access a lot of the information. We let you text back and forth between the phones, but one of the things you can't do is actually access the full application unless you have a Microsoft Surface tab. If you have a Surface Pro, then you can access the full application. We are working on various different components so you can access different parts of the web, but just currently you still have to install the application on a particular device to be able to access it. You can access it from anywhere, you just have to install the application.
It's like an iPad, but it's Microsoft product. So, but you
The
can't do it on-
Surface
Yeah.
is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you notice that everything is color coded, so there's different colors. One of the things that we let you do is set up sales regions. So if I go to the sales regions, you notice that here are different sales regions. You can set up sales regions so that jobs can be classified as belonging to a particular sales region. You can assign customers to a sales region. You can assign job sites to a sales region. For example, customer may have job sites in multiple sales regions, and you have sales agents that take ownership of particular job sites, but not the entire customer. If you have large customers across the entire state, so for example, you may have a sales agent that's responsible for Dallas area for that particular customer, but you have another sales agent that's responsible for Houston area for that same customer. So you can classify all those particular sales regions and which sales agents belong to job sites and the customers. So we let you customize all those things and the colors. You notice that the Jefferson County is currently set to red. If I want to choose a custom color, for example, I can say, you know what, I can choose from a predefined palette of colors. If I want to make my own custom color, I want to say I want this particular color, and so I can say, this color, let's say. And I can save this, and if I refresh, you notice that here's the colors that change. So you can pick and choose your own custom colors for sales regions that you want to assign. So that way, by looking at the screen right away, I can tell these jobs are in these sales regions. You notice other things. For example, some of the size requested are in bold red, whereas other ones are in standard black. For example, in this particular case, you can designate a particular request by a customer to be a strict request. They may have clearance issues, or they may have issues where they say, you know what, you have to send me a 47 meter and that's all you can do. You can't send me a 52, you can't send me, a lot of times they're strict requests. So that way when the dispatcher's looking at the screen, they know right away everything that's in bold red is a strict request by a customer, that those are the ones they should book first, because the other ones, it doesn't really matter what you send as long as you send them something that can get the job done. So in this particular 28 meter or 17 meter, you may have very limited inventory. So you may say, you know what, yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we assign this 17 meter to this customer before we assign it to another customer and forget about it. Because on another 28 meter request, we can send them a 32 meter. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And so the dispatcher can quickly look at the screen and using all these different icons, colors, color coordinated information to quickly tell which unit should be booked to which jobs, etc. And so it makes it very easy. One of the other things that makes the screen very powerful is in terms of assigning jobs without having to open up the job. One of the things we support is drag and drop. For example, let's say you want to assign a unit to this particular job. Let's say you want to assign this 17 meter, but Peter is sick. By default, it always assumes you can assign default operators, but let's say Peter is sick today. And so I'm going to use Jeff instead. So I can pick the operator that I want assigned to that job, and I can simply drag the icon and place it on top of the job. You notice that here's Jeff, and he's automatically assigned as an operator. If I want that customer, you know what, I need an additional laborer on that job, I'm going to go ahead and send Albert. He's available because there's no colors highlighted. I can say, you know what, he's going to be a laborer on that job. If I can drag and place him, you notice that Albert has turned green, and you notice that with an L indicator, Albert is assigned as a laborer. If I need to assign an oiler and I want to send Leonard, I can say, here you go, Leonard, you're going to be an oiler on that job. So you can see how quickly a dispatcher can use this color-coded screen to be able to assign jobs and units, and you're looking at a list of 31 jobs. Some companies have lists of 60, 70 jobs and lots of resources, and it gets to be very cumbersome. And you can see I can attach this unit fleet out into a separate screen. And now I can see it color coded. Okay, here we go. I have these units available. So if you want to see which units are available for this particular day, these units are available. These operators are available. These operators are assigned to 3 jobs, 2 jobs. You can get a quick overview of where you stand. And if you collapse the screen, it automatically attaches it back to the main application. And so it's very flexible in what it can do and how it can manage your schedule. And in terms of flipping through the days in your schedule, it's very easy to do. So you can see, flip to a particular date. If you want to jump to today, you click the today icon, or you can simply use the drop-down calendar to pick and choose which particular
And how do you separate the days? Like if I want to put Monday on, or
one screen?
Thursday on one screen and Wednesday on another?
Okay, so simply you just click a new window and do a standard data grid, and that opens up a new window. And I can drag this new window, and I can say, you know what, let's go ahead and say that we're looking at April 30th there. And so I can go back and say, let's go ahead and look at April 29th on this screen. So you can see I have, it tells me here, May 2nd on this particular screen, April 29th. So I can have many different days open as I want. And if you want to scroll through the days, you can do that from here. And it makes it very easy to pick and choose which particular dates. One of the other views, and let me drag this particular view over to the main screen. What is this? Is this particular view, or what we like to call timeline view. Timeline view allows you to look at your daily schedule in a timeline format or an Outlook scheduling format, so you can see if there's any booking or scheduling conflicts within your own schedule. So you can see here, by individual units on the left, what jobs and during what times they're busy. So you can see, here we go, unit 17 meter 155. They're going to be busy from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or to 4 p.m. on this Barclays project. And let's say this customer calls and said, you know what, that job, can we start a little earlier? You see there's no conflicts. Yeah, we'd like to start at 8 a.m. Not a problem. I can drag the square icon and simply drag it to 8 a.m. Now this job's been changed to start at 8 a.m. Customer said, you know what, we're going to pour this many yards of concrete, and you know we're going to be done by 12. You can drag and say, you know what, yeah, we're going to be done by 12. So that way you can say, you know, we're going to schedule a new job. Customer says, can you send me a 17 meter? Some companies don't like to use the standard grid. Instead, they like to schedule from this screen because they like to manage the resources. So you can say, you know what, yeah, you want a 17 meter? We do have one available after 12 o'clock. They say, yeah, can you send me a 17 meter from, I'm going to need it from 1 to 5. Sure thing. So I can block out the set of time that I want and add a new job. So in addition to looking at my units, with the scenario that you just run into there, I can change this on operator view. So I can see, here we go, Robert, or in this case, let's say you had Pedro, he's not booked to a job, or he's at a job right now, or he's available from this time. So you can quickly tell all your operators and what times they're busy. So you can see the schedule, these are the times, and I can book jobs for operators directly from here as well. So I say, you know what, Andrew, yeah, I'm gonna send him out at 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. You can see Andrew's automatically added to the job, and you notice the times are automatically filled in. So I can book using the equipment schedule, or the operator schedule, or standard data grid where I'm just looking at a list of my jobs. So we let you book jobs however you think is
that screen
appropriate.
right there. I can forecast off of that.
Exactly. And one of the other things that you can do in terms of forecasting, I'm going to go ahead and move this screen over here. I'm going to show you our range view, or the summary view. And so here is a weekly schedule. Let me go ahead and jump to, this is a demo database, so we don't have always perfect information. But you can see, here's my weekly schedule. So I can say, customer calls and say, hey, you know what? American Eagle calls, so can we move this job to a Sunday? Sure, not a problem. I can go move the job to a Sunday. So I can drag and drop jobs from one day to another day. Very easy. If I want to see a previous week or the next
Do
week.
notes and system requirements and anything extra.
All that.
Anything that's ever been put in the ticket is going to all transfer over.
Yes. Everything is all, you don't have to do anything.
All comments and everything.
Not only that, the multi-booking. So I open up the job, you can multi-book. This is how easy it is. 22nd through 26th, yes. Add it. Done. I want to multi-book this particular date, single click, single click, single click, single click, and you see multiple months. I can just drag, set, done. And it tells me all the days that I'm going to multi-book this job. That easy. So And you want to see a job history? You want to see what this customers did? Sure, not a problem. Job site information, here's the history of the jobs. And 2 of them we've been paid on, 2 of them we haven't been paid on, 1 has been confirmed, 1 is will call future job. Just by the status and the icon indicators, it tells me exactly where I stand with this job site.
One of the cool things is when someone calls up and they owe you a bunch of money, you can see what's going on.
You can see what's
You can
going on.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know.
I don't even need my memory anymore.
Yeah, so here's something that we introduced that people absolutely love. They happen to absolutely love this screen. This is a monthly overview of your daily schedule. What does that mean? You notice that in April 1st, we did 13 jobs. I've been paid on 0. All of them have been invoiced. I poured 1,300 cubic yards of concrete. I billed 81.25 hours for invoiced. If you forgot to invoice, you notice that on Tuesday, there's 1 invoice you forgot to send out. So you can tell how many jobs you did, how many you've been paid on, how many you forgot to invoice, and on Sunday, it gives you the weekly total. So on Sunday, you can quickly tell I did for the first week of April, 114 jobs, and I've been paid on 15 of them, and I forgot to invoice 1 of them. If I want to see which invoice I forgot to invoice, I simply double click the day, and you can see here is that particular day schedule, here it is. You see thumbs up icon, meaning that I have not been invoiced. Calculator icon indicates that they've been invoiced. X'd out meaning that I've been fully paid. So I can quickly tell by opening up the schedule which jobs were invoiced, which jobs I've been paid on, and which jobs I have not invoiced yet.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I work for CNC. And I come from them from 2 different perspectives. I used to be a dispatcher, and now I'm in collections. And so looking at it from both avenues here, it's just, it's amazing. The time that it could be saved in just watching how fast he could pull up stuff. It would just make my job so much easier, and I'm going for it.
Do you see a stress reduction in being able to?
Amazing. Of course, exactly. Because of the less stress of having to pull up different things and accumulate reports and to come up with your own individual report that the corporate office is wanting. It's right there. It's easy.